Hi there. I want to ask you a question. Are you bad at AI? All right, I'm just going to get right into it. Most people, like yourself, don't fail with AI because you're bad at it. You're just failing because you are trying to bite off way more than you can chew too soon. And what I mean by that is you fail before you even start, and it's almost for the exact same reason. When you try to use AI in your business, what is the one thing that you're always advised to do? You're probably advised to look at your biggest use case and solve for it, right? You may be tempted by other gurus. I'm not a guru, but maybe tempted by gurus to 10x your income, 20x your income, take this course, take this program, buy this software, do all the things, right? And when you try to do all the things, you're really doing none of the things. And when you try to do the biggest thing, guess what? You're probably going to have the smallest win ever because you're trying to tackle on too much with something that is still new to you. And even if you're not new to it, just starting off with grandiose like outputs or expectations could set you up for failure. And that's not what we want. We want to set you up for success because you deserve to be set up for success. So, first, AI use case is probably the biggest problem that you have. It could be your revenue, your marketing, your operations. And if you're looking for any particular tool to turn things around in your business, it's probably not going to do it. It's going to be the problem you solve, the offer, your audience, the basic marketing fundamentals. But when somebody's trying to sell you a course, or somebody's trying to sell you software or service or anything like that, they are probably going to speak through that lens. Okay, if you do this one thing, you can turn everything around. But truthfully, software can't do that for you, and AI can't do that for you. I'm pretty much platform agnostic at this point, where I say a lot of tools that you can use will work. And it's the same thing with AI too. All AI is pattern recognition, and it is literally just a faster way of doing more of the things you've already been doing. So, my point is to do the right things and to start off with something that is low stakes. When I teach I don't teach it from the lens of, okay, we got to do something big right this second. No, I meet people where they're at. And even if they have been using AI for a while, I go back and I make things super duper comfortable for them. What do I mean by low stakes activities or low stakes examples? When I teach I don't just jump into, let me show you how to use it for marketing. Let me show you how to make a funnel with AI. Let me show you how to make this major campaign or this major business pivot or rewrite your business plan or all these other high stakes items. I literally go and I teach them how to create a recipe from the things that they have in their kitchen. And I do that because, number one, it's low stakes, so nothing is really riding on it. The attention's not there because they're not thinking, oh, this is all or nothing. This absolutely has to work for my business to be successful. No, they're just thinking, okay, I am having a good time learning how to use something that is new. And that is literally all I want to do for people is to show them that tools can bend to your will. AI can literally do what you need it to do if you know how to use it correctly. So then why do so many use cases fail? Why do so many people feel like they failed at AI? First of all, like I said before, is that if you are trying to revolutionize or 10x your marketing, your operations, if you're trying to make a complete yearly content calendar, and if you've never done this before with a tool, it's going to feel very overwhelming. It's going to feel like you're trying to drink the ocean, I should say. And so let's take it back to my philosophy. My philosophy is that if you can, get a small win. Because once you get a small win, you get accustomed to winning. You get accustomed to being successful, completing something, and you get more comfortable in using a technology, using AI. And when you get more comfortable, you get more confident, and then you can take on more and more. But when you try to take on something that is too big, when you're trying to now build a CRM, or when you're trying to create an entire book or something with AI and it doesn't come out the way you want it to, then you're conditioning yourself to say, hey, I'm not good at this. This technology doesn't work. This technology is failing. And you lose momentum. So, momentum comes from low stakes wins, not necessarily ambitious outcomes. And I'm actually an ambitious person. And I'll give you an example of this. I wanted to get into crocheting really bad. And so what I did is I bought like this kit to make a little stuffed animal, right? And I said, okay, this is going to help me learn to crochet because all the instructions are there, the yarn's there, the crochet thing is there, the stuffing's there. And then I open the box and I see a ball of yarn, a ball of stuffing, and I see some written instructions that look like hieroglyphics, and I don't know what any of it means. And I said, okay, I wanted to build this cute little stuffed animal, and I don't know the first thing to do. I don't know if I'm coming or going. And if I start making the stitches and it doesn't come out right or doesn't look like what it needs to look like on the box, I'm going to be super disappointed. And it wasn't until I thought about it, I said, you know what? I don't know how to hold the crochet hook. I don't know how to hold the yarn. I don't know any of the stitches. I don't know how to make a chain stitch. Let me go and buy a cheap kit on Amazon.com that just has yarn, hooks, and that's it. And I will learn how to make a chain stitch, which is the very basic stitch that you usually start off with. And then I'll do a single crochet stitch just back and forth. And then I'll learn how to do another stitch and another stitch. And I won't expect anything to come out of it other than I'm just getting comfortable learning how to stitch. And if this swatch of fabric becomes a coaster or if it becomes a placemat or bag, it doesn't matter because all that matters is that I become comfortable with something. And so that's what I did. I started off and it was awkward at first. I had to learn how to hold the crochet hook in my hand and I had to learn some of the stitches, but ultimately now I'm making bags and I probably now could go back to that kit and learn how to read that pattern, the crochet pattern, to make that stuffed animal that I was trying to make. So using AI is just like that, right? If you are super ambitious and you're just going towards a particular outcome that you're not ready for, you're going to be very disappointed. And I say choose something that you can actually win at. So if that just means that you are making social media posts at first and you're getting comfortable with using a large language model, telling it context about your business, giving it your writing style, and mastering that, you're going to feel more of a momentum to shift it to other marketing activities or operational activities or sales activities, right? You're not going to be so hesitant to use an AI product because you've already achieved and scored wins with the things that you were already able to do. And that is really what I want to leave you with. And when I say choose use cases that you can actually win at, small wins. So I have this 3 use case AI assessment that you can have, and it's yours. And I will link to it where this is posted so that it's absolutely free. You can go ahead and just say, what should I be working on first from where I am to where I want to be? And if you're not proficient at it, or if you never use it, or if you're saying you're technophobic, guess what? There is a use case for you. If you've been using it for a while, let's say you've taken courses and you've coded things, or maybe you've made a couple of automation, there's still places for you to go, right? None of us are ever done. So I'm not just talking to the newbies here. I'm not just talking to people who are just getting started. This video is also for you if you think you know a lot, because there's always so much more to learn. There's always so much more to grow. And you can also go back and complete or improve things that you've already worked on. That's the beauty of it too, is that it's not a one and done thing. There are new models coming out at breakneck speeds, new products, new connectors, and new things to learn. And I find that when you are looking for your next thing to learn, you still want to choose use cases and scenarios that are feasible and doable for you, right? So Here is the big takeaway, if you get nothing else out of it, is avoid the failure mode. Avoid using use cases that are too big to finish. Avoid a use case with too many dependencies. If your business is riding on this thing working, don't do it, right? The chances are you need a business coach, you need to go back to some foundations of your business, marketing, whatever. Too many decisions, if there's too many things you need to decide on right away, or if it's a big cost, or if there's just a big tension about it, just start smaller, and too much emotional weight too. So again, I know that in business there's a lot of emotion riding on things, especially if there are a lot of people depending on you, if there are a lot of people depending on this. It's not the best time to implement something new with technology. I promise you this, and I have stories for days. So your first AI use case is not about leverage, it's about learning how you think with the tool. Just like with my crocheting, when now I can crochet faster and more confidently because I started small and now I can make bigger projects. It's about that muscle memory, that momentum, whether that muscle's obviously in your head, not in your hands when you use AI, but it's about that momentum. So start small, start contained, and be finishable, right? So finishable is the word. Let's finish this year. Good use cases, low stakes, fast feedback, and it teaches you how to scope, and more importantly, teaches you what to ignore. So you want to ignore a lot of the distractions, the noise, the big gurus, the all or nothings, and the this will turn everything around. So you don't need a better tool, you don't need a better prompt or more time. You just have to choose what you can do to get your win. And I want to leave you with one more thing. Definitely take advantage of my 3 AI use case reset assessment. It is absolutely free. It'll show you what you can work on first. And I just pack a lot of goodies when I offer things. So if you're not taking advantage, you should be, because I'm a big giver and I just want us all to win. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that. That's all I got to say about that for now. So if you found this valuable, please share, and sharing is caring. Would appreciate it, would love it. And yeah, I'll speak to you later. Bye.